Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. So today we're going to talk about the lovely Gemini new moon happening on May the 26th, and this is a rather short video because this is a lovely new moon, so there's nothing where I have to rant on about it squaring and it doing any kind of harsh aspects. It's actually pretty nice. So this is happening on May the 26th. If you're in the UK, this is going to be May 27th, and this is at 6 degrees of Gemini. So this is the first decan of Gemini. The first decan of Gemini at 6 degrees can often show feeling trapped, being in a mental crisis or overthinking. And this is not necessarily like as bad as I'm making it sound. This is because you have so many opportunities in front of you that you don't know where to begin. It's like having a restaurant menu and you're like, oh, there's so many things I like and I want, but which one do I pick? So it's kind of like being paralyzed by opportunity and so many choices in front of you. And this Gemini new moon kind of kickstarts summer off. It's starting a new plan, getting excited for that. But this new moon is really simple. This moon is also conjunct Mercury in Gemini, which obviously Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury loves to be in Gemini because it's about great communication. It's a really good time to plan, to, deliver a presentation, for example, or to step up and be a bit more confident and be like, you know what? I am capable and I'm competent. It's a good time to do that. Jupiter is also in Gemini as well, so it's kind of giving you that expansiveness and opportunity of this beautiful new moon for you to manifest and have a new plan. But also Jupiter in Gemini is kind of on the precipice of moving into Cancer for June, so it's kind of like on the edge. It's not really close to any of to the moon or to the sun. It's actually quite far away. So it's still there, giving you opportunity and giving you expansion, but it's also like, it's not exactly right there. This is going to give you so many opportunities. There's no major harsh aspects here. There's nothing really squaring or like being opposite anything. So this is a really nice new moon to manifest and not actually have much blowback, to be honest. So if you're going to have a new plan for summer, this is the time to do so. I just want to mention that May the 24th, Saturn will have moved into Aries. So you may be focused on independent planning and taking charge a bit more, focusing a little bit more on maturity. So Gemini, which is an air sign ruled by Mercury, which is very good for planning. And with that Saturn in Aries, you may be focused a bit more on long-term planning and kind of, getting things locked down a little bit more. And that's about it, really. There's really not much to talk about. I know these videos are normally longer, but I'm like, what else is there to say, really? So I'm going to go into each rising sign and what this means for you. If you are an Aries rising, this in your third house of communication and writing, productivity, and it is Mercury. So this is a great time to manifest some communication from somebody, get a text, send a text to somebody and it's received really well, to start a new writing project, to be more productive, and to also just have a bit of fire in your belly and be like, look, I don't want to be lazy. I want to do things in the day that when I go to bed, my head hits the pillow and I feel well rested. If you're a Taurus rising, this is in your second house of income and finances and diet. A great time to start a new diet, maybe aid a physical health plan for summer, but also great for asking for a raise from your boss. Also on social media as well. If you want to get money from social media, when you could start a TikTok or something and you want to get money from that, great time to do so. Or again, just to manifest more money. Manifest being a rich bitch. If you're a Gemini, this is in your first house of self, so this is your moon. Really fantastic because this is, of course, going to be about your identity and your goals and yourself. You may also want to manifest a new appearance, so you're doing something a little bit more sort of like creative and exciting, and maybe you're getting a bit bored with your routine, so you're going to mix it up a little bit. If you are a Cancer, this is in your 12th house of mental health and subconscious mind. So you are probably going to be manifesting more joy in your life, maybe even actually focusing on manifestation. Out of all the signs here, this is perfect for you to manifest on, especially because the 12th house is so cerebral too. So this is a great time to do some affirmations, focus on what you want, and actually plan for the long term, but really focus on yourself, not necessarily other people, like what you want from your life. If you are a Leo rising, this is in your 11th house of relationships, networking, relationships, friendships, community. And this is really fantastic because you can manifest some exciting energy into your friendships using that Gemini energy, Geminis are so funny. Geminis are hilarious, they're a great personality and they're sort of here, there and everywhere. They're so mutable. So this is really great for, attracting friendships, having more fun, also manifesting, networking with career or a client, something that kind of gets you to be a little bit more intellectually stimulated. If you're a Virgo rising, this is in your 10th house of career and parenthood. Really fantastic time to manifest, children if you want children, to manifest better career, a new job, a better promotion, or even a different kind of new exciting project at work. If you are a Libra, this is in your 9th house, so you could be manifesting traveling somewhere new, having a holiday. You could also be manifesting something a little bit more sort of cerebral and interesting for you. So maybe you're wanting to do something new, you're planning for something exciting, more spiritual, more philosophical, maybe even thinking, I'm going to take on this new hobby that's really going to excite me. If you are a Scorpio rising, this is in your 8th house. So this is the 8th house. This is great manifestation for transforming something that you want, getting investments and savings, and getting a boost in your income in that way. Physical and emotional intimacy with somebody, especially because Gemini is so logical. This is like, okay, I'm going to be rather logical about this situation rather than being like, oh my God, I'm so anxious. I'm so like, oh my God, they're never going to like me, and just be like, you know what? I'm going to go for it. I can do this. If you're a Sagittarius rising, this is in your 7th house of committed relationships and contracts. Fantastic time because Gemini is your sister sign. So this is a great time to manifest a relationship, to manifest a commitment or a contract from somebody, or to actually plan for commitment. So for example, getting a contract for an apartment or a job, actually strategically planning and then getting that commitment. If you're a Capricorn rising like myself, this is the 6th house of physical health and also co-workers. So you could be planning to do something interesting as a project with your co-workers and network a little bit more. I know that I am, but you can also be manifesting physical health and getting better gains with that. I also am doing that as well. I'm trying to rebuild some muscle, and you could be focusing on that, for example. You could also be buying a pet or manifesting a pet as well. If you're an Aquarius rising, this is in your 5th house of dating, creativity and children. Great time to plan for a family if that's what you're wanting to do. You could also be doing something more creative and exciting and expressive, and that works really well with Gemini, who I think is very expressive, but you're doing it in a very sort of mentally stimulating way. Could also be, manifesting a date, or even going on a date with somebody, or planning to start dating. And if you're a Pisces rising, this is in your 4th house of home and family, great time to plan strategically for a family, maybe to get a commitment down for a house or some kind of environment around you, especially at work as well. And you can also be, feeling really tapped to your family, having deep conversations and, wanting to have, just a generally nice kind of new start to the summer where you're spending more time with your family and your friends and, you're not isolating yourself. So I hope you enjoyed that video. It's a bit short, but there is nothing major going on with this new moon in Gemini. Lovely time to plan, really kickstart the summer and have some fun. And yeah, manifest. It's really good for that. So hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in my next video.